Bonjour, my name is Gabriel and I am a picture book author and illustrator living in Australia. I've been really fortunate to have some of my books published into French. Books that include this one here, this one here, and most recently, this one here, translated into English as A Friend for George. This is the book I want to talk a little bit about today. This book is about George, the dog, and how he really wants to make a friend. He meets a fish and makes a friend with this fish, but learns that just making a friend, well, that's one step in a friendship. You need to learn about boundaries and listening to what that other friend wants in the relationship. So this book was actually inspired by watching my little niece, who was about 3 at the time, and watching how she tried to make friends and was navigating those boundaries in a friendship. I want to share a little bit about my process in making a book. So I am a traditional illustrator, which means I'm working in watercolor and paints to make my books. This is my watercolor palette here. It's quite messy, and a few of my brushes and my pencils, and all my stories start out in a sketchbook that looks a little bit like this. So in this sketchbook, this is where I put all my story ideas, and this is how George started out with his story. Once I've worked out the story, it's then the matter of taking those ideas in my sketchbook and putting it together and seeing if I can read it like a proper book before I then talk with my publisher and we work out how to turn it into the best possible book. I'm really excited to hear that A Friend for George will be making its way to schools all around France. And I hope the children that read this book will really enjoy this book. Thank you, and goodbye for now.